Hi everyone, my name is Erin Kirkpatrick, and this is Group 5's second case study of the semester, and this is Section 3. So in this presentation, we are going to be going over similar cases to that of the unnamed female mentioned in earlier videos who jumped to her death from a shopping mall in Siena. And hopefully these cases listed will help us to better understand and the ways that forensic botany as a tool in criminal investigations is very important. So I just have a couple of people for each case that I listed that I felt were really important. So for the first case, Jane Bach is the botanist on the case. Ralph Takemeyer is the suspect, and the victim is Tara Ickard. And for the second one, the botanist on the case is Professor Christopher Hardy. The suspect is Robert Kern Jr., and the victim is Justice Garrett. I also attached a couple of photos. Over here on the left is Robert Kern Jr., and then over here on the right is Ralph Takemeyer, just to give some visuals for both cases. So to begin, the Tara Ickard case. So the Tara Ickard is a 38-year-old female who was shot twice in the chest and once in the head and is left in a ditch near Colorado in 1991. When she was abducted, she also had her baby with her, who was found alive because Takemeyer wanted to bring her to his wife, who was childless. So basically, with this case, it's found that Ralph Takemeyer murdered Tara because he wanted to take her daughter Heather to his wife, who didn't have a child. So that was pretty much discovered to be the motive. So Tara's body was found under a pile of wilting sunflowers, to which a forensic botanist by the name of Jane Bach conducted an experiment with. She picked fresh flowers from the same place and observed them wilting over a period of days to create an exact timeline of the murder of Tara. Using this timeline made by Bach, law enforcement was able to identify the killer as Ralph Takemeyer, a longtime family friend of Tara. Then I also down here attached a photo of Tara. It's the only one that was on the internet, but I think it like really captures. I think it's very recent to before she passed away. So just to give another visual. Okay, and then moving on to the Robert Kern Jr. case. So on April 13th of 2018 in Orlando, Florida, Robert Kern was supposed to take his girlfriend's 16-year-old daughter, who is Justice Garrett, pictured on the right, to school, but she'd never make it. The female's body is found 5 days later by hikers in a wooded and remote area about an hour away from her home. Professor Christopher Hardy studies the case and observes the scene from a botanist's perspective and notices that surrounding the body was a dark grove of grapevines and live oak. These same species are later found inside of Kern's vehicle and are determined to be a match to the scene, linking him to the murder. Key points of this presentation and connecting the cases. So both cases are similar in that species found at the crime scene are used to create a timeline and or connect a person to a crime. In the Tara Ickard case, the timeline created by Bach of the sunflowers is similar to the timeline created using the moss in our case study, ultimately solving the crime. In the current case, the species being a match helped to connect a person to the crime scene, which is similar to our case study as the moss was used to rule out foul play and determine it was a suicide. And then instead, in this case, the foul play is suspected based on the results of the leaves and oak found in the vehicle. Using samples of plants from a crime scene is a very useful tool when it comes to solving a crime and can be used to both create a timeline or give concrete connections between a suspect and victim. In these cases, it is the moss on the victim's shoe, the sunflower ages, and the leaves found both at the scene and in the vehicle. And then here are all of the references used for section 3 of our presentation. Thank you.